Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue the book of Proverbs. I started chapter 11, which is under chapter 11. Start from chapter 10. It's under the Proverbs of Solomon. So these are all the Proverbs of Solomon. I finished the first part of chapter 11. I'm going to move on to the second part. I finish up chapter 11. So I'm going to read it first. A kind-hearted woman gains respect, but a ruthless man gains only wealth. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel man brings trouble on himself. The wicked man earns deceitful wages, but he who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. The truly righteous man attains life, but he who pursues evil goes to his death. The Lord detests man of perverse heart, but he delights in those whose ways are blameless. Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout, it's a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hope of the wicked only in wrath. One man gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous man will prosper, but he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. People curse the man who hauls grain, but blessing crowns him who is willing to sell. He who seeks good finds goodwill, but evil comes to him who searches for it. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. He who brings trouble on his family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins soul is wise. If the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner. So this is about the second part of chapter 11. The first part talk about the righteous, compare righteous and wicked, what kind of reward or consequences for each. But I think I just give you some example if you recall to refresh. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy man keeps a secret. For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but many advisers make victory sure. He who puts up security for another will surely suffer, but whoever refuses to strike hands in pledge is safe. So this is about the first part of chapter 11. Talk about like the gossips and also the trustworthy, and if lack of guidance or he who puts up security for another will surely suffer. So this means you have to secure yourself first before you secure the other, probably, or who just to close up herself, and whoever refuses to strike hands in pledge is safe. So this is saying that if somebody straight hand to ask help, those who are not strike that hand, which means it's going to be safe. So in another word, do not step on the fables, or do not step on the stumble, or those already fall. So that's probably from my understanding. But now start from the second part. A kind-hearted woman gains respect, but a ruthless man gains only wealth. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel man brings trouble on himself. So this is for man and woman. Talk about the kindness. For man, if you're kind to others, but also kind will benefit yourself. For woman, kind-hearted will gain respect. Probably saying that usually a woman is not respected unless you are kind. The wicked man earns deceptive wages. This is just the ancient Proverbs. I think nowadays it's probably there are little variation, but the fundamental principle is there. but he who vows righteous reaps a sure reward. So who sow righteousness reaps sure reward. This is saying that righteous is also going to be rewarded compared to those, even though earn the wages for the wicked man is kind of empty. The truly righteous man attain life, but he who pursue evil goes to his death. So this is righteous man is not going to pursue the evil. So and the Lord detests man of a preserved heart, and he delights in those whose ways are blameless. So faultless in the eyes of God. That's is going to please the God they believe. And what is the faultless? I think it's so complicated, beyond my capacity to explain. I think beyond anybody's judgment. It's your own judgment call, and also it's judged by the God they believe, I think. Be sure of this: the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. A lot of time people will say, even the Psalm, David also talk about those unjust days, or those who hold the powers really tilt the balance of scales. But this is the saying, the God will judge. Those wicked will not be punished. So this is probably beyond 1 or 2 generations, or in the real life, or it's just beyond human's judgment. I think whether wicked or not wicked, it's not anybody's judgment. Like a golden ring in pig's snout, it is beautiful woman who shows no discretion. So if a woman without any judgment or without any wisdom, even though you have showered or decorated with many jewels, but still not help. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hope of wicked only in wrath. So still continues to talk about the righteous, and all the desires for righteous will be rewarded. One man gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. So this is saying that be generosity. A generous man will prosper, but he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. So talking about generosity again. People curse the man who hoards a grain, but blessing crowns him who is willing to sell. So this is just sharing, I think. Who are willing to share will be crowned. People curse man, and he who seeks good finds goodwill, but evil comes to him who searches for it. So if you search good, good will come to you. If you seek evil, then evil will be with you. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. So this is saying that green leaf is just long-lasting, like the evergreens, but it's not. It's an ordinary plain, but it's long-lasting. But whoever pursues the riches will fall. He who brings trouble on his family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. So again, this is talking about the wisdom again. The wisdom is to stay with family. He who brings trouble on his family will inherit only wind, and also the wise will sublime, or the fool will serve the wise. The fruit of the righteous is tree of life. He who wins souls is wise. If the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? So this is saying that if the righteous man cannot be rewarded, and those ungodly, can they be rewarded? That's the question asked. So which means no. So they're rewarded, and also the righteous is like a tree of life. So this is about the second half of chapter 11. I'm going to stop here today, and thank you for watching. I hope that you can read and interpret in your own way. I'll see you next time.